the latest from country superstar Tim McGraw. It's called Standing Room Only.
And I recently sat down with Tim to talk about his new music, brand new tour, and life with his wife, Faith Hill, and their 3 daughters. Tim McGraw, good to see you. Welcome back to the morning show.
Thank you. Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Well, tell us about the album Standing Room Only. You've been working on this since 2020?
Yeah, I started working on this pretty much right after our last album, Here on Earth, came out. It came out right in the middle of the pandemic. And, I mean, what else was I going to do? You couldn't do anything else. I was just working on music. And my process usually starts where I have an idea of the kind of music I wanted to make. And certainly because of the period of time that we were all going through. I started out with that mindset that I wanted to write some positive stuff, and I wanted to have some positive stuff on my record. So I started writing songs, and I'll get 2 or 3 done, and I'll think, this is headed in the right direction. These are pretty good. And sure enough, a songwriter friend of mine will send me a song, and it'll be say what I was saying in the song that I was writing, but it would say it so much better. And so mine, well, there goes that one. There goes that one. So I ended up getting songs that throw mine out of the bunch. So, but one of mine made the record. So
let's talk about some of the songs in the new album. One of them is Hey Whiskey, and this is about your journey. It's a very personal song. Your journey to sobriety.
Yeah, it's not a linear process for sure. I mean, there's always setbacks, but that song was very personal for me in recording it, and I just love what it said and how it said it and how it made whiskey a character in the song, and it made it your best friend and your nemesis at the same time. And it was, when we recorded that, it was, gosh, we'd have been in the studio for probably a week and been recording all day, every day. But that song in particular, my voice was completely shredded. I was tired, and we were trying to get one more song in for the night before everybody went home. So we decided to do Hey Whiskey. So the vocal that you hear on that track was the very first time that we ran through it. And I didn't think I was going to be able to sing it at all because my voice was so shot. And then I went back and I kept trying to re-sing it, but I couldn't capture the rawness and the emotion in it. So we ended up keeping the very first run through.
Okay. Faith, your wife, Faith Hill, I mean, obviously a big influence, I'm sure, on you in many ways, including your journey towards sobriety. What was her reaction when she heard that song?
She loved it. I mean, she's my, I lean on her on everything. And certainly when I'm making music, I always want her to hear what I'm doing. We don't always agree, because we're artists. She's an artist, I'm an artist, so we have different ideas about things. But most of the time we're on the same page when it comes to music.
All right, I know you're out on the road right now, but Canadian fans are looking forward to the Standing Room Only tour. Are you going to take this across Canada? We're going to see you a little more?
Yeah, we'll be in Canada a few times. Yeah, we'll be in Canada a few times. It starts next March. I think we're doing a little over 30 cities. And it's the first time we've been in arenas in a long time, which I'm excited about. We've been playing a lot of outdoor stuff, and we've got a really great production set up for this. That's one of my most fun things to do is building a stage and helping design the stage and putting the lighting together and putting the show together. It's always fun.
Yeah. How do you decide the set list? I mean, at this point in your career, you've got an embarrassment of riches, right?
It's the toughest part to do is put together a set list. Really and truly, when we're trying to put a show together, that's really the hardest thing there is to do because you only have time for anywhere from 20 to 23 songs, to do a show. And you're never you always know you're going to disappoint somebody. But the beauty in that too, and what I'm grateful for is every year we can do something different. We can add different songs and take songs out. And like this next year, we're doing songs we haven't done in a long time. So
cool. All right, speaking of being on the road, you got another track in the new album called Nashville, CA, LA, Tennessee, and it's inspired by a road trip that you took with Gracie, your daughter?
Gracie, my daughter, yeah, I think it was around 2018. She was moving to LA, and I have this old Cadillac Escalade I've had for almost 20 years that I can't get rid of. It's so sentimental because I have so many trips of taking cheerleaders to football games and softball games and basketball games. So it's pretty special to me. So I took all the back seats out and loaded all of Gracie's stuff in. And we took a 3 or 4 day road trip out to California. And we had a great time together. We were doing carpool karaoke and singing and just had a blast. And then we get to LA and I drop her off at her place and I'm unloading all the boxes. And it's late at night. So I'm piddling around, taking my time on boxes. So she said, "Dad, you can go now." I'm like, "No, I want to help." "Dad, you can go." And then finally she stops me, puts her hands on my shoulder, says, "I'm okay. You can go."
Wow. Single tear?
Yeah. And
all right, so does this mean now that you and Faith, are you empty nesters now?
Yes, I mean, our youngest daughter's in and out. She's home sometimes and sometimes not. But for a while, we were complete empty nesters because my youngest daughter lived in New York for a year or so. But yeah, I mean, it was, the first 6 months was tough because the energy in the house was kind of gone. Because, we're used to, we have 3 daughters, so we were having, 10 or 15 kids at our house all the time, hanging out by the pool, cooking stuff, and we're cooking dinner for them, and they're watching movies. It was always a lot of fun and energy going on. But after about 6 months, we realized that, we dated for a while. We got married, and soon after we had a child. So we didn't have a lot of time, by ourselves together.
Right.
And so it sort of turned into a pretty good experience after the kids were gone. We sort of had our little second honeymoon kind of thing. Candles and music and mom and dad having fun. And now when they come home after they're home for about a week, we're like, it's time for you guys to head out, isn't it? Don't you have something to do?
All right. Well, in the meantime, we look forward to the new album, Standing Room Only. Tim McGraw, great to catch up with you and great to see you this morning.
Good to see you. Thank you.
And Tim's new album, Standing Room Only. It's another good one, and it's available this Friday.